Someone once told me, we're not failing because of bad execution. We're failing because of bad assumptions. That really stuck with me. Because in most teams, the issue isn't lack of intelligence or capability, it's invisible beliefs. Mental models so deeply embedded, we don't even realize they're shaping every single one of our decisions. That's where agile practices come in. When used correctly, they're not just tools, they're reality checks that expose our blind spots. Let's start with retrospectives. Most teams use them to review what went well, what didn't, what can we improve. And that's fine. And it's only surface level. The real gold comes when you ask, what did we believe that turned out to be wrong? I was coaching a team that had a stellar reputation for strong implementations and missing every deadline. They were smart, capable, and working really hard. So, what was derailing them? Turns out they had one unspoken assumption: AI tools should work perfectly out of the box. They treated new models like stable software. So every iteration they planned around an AI that simply didn't exist. This wasn't a planning problem, it was a belief problem. A modified five whys, not just asking why the outcome happened, but why they didn't expect it. That's what helped them to unwrap the root cause issue. Why didn't they see it before they had to see it playing out in real life? That small shift exposed the gap between what they assumed and what was real. And once they saw it, everything changed. Not just the plan, more importantly, it was their mindset going into the plan. Now let's talk about hypothesis driven implementations. Instead of we're building this feature, teams frame their work as an experiment. We believe that doing X will lead to Y because of Z. The scientific method in action. It sounds simple, it's transformative because now the assumptions are out there, they're open for everyone to see. You can test them. You can be wrong and learn. You can be right and learn too. When they believed speed was their differentiator. If we reduce response time by half, satisfaction will go up. They built it. AI slashed the response times. Satisfaction, more to the point, trust, dropped. Why? Customers didn't want fast, they wanted thoughtful human answers. By surfacing and testing that assumption, the team can avoid doubling down on the wrong thing. And that's the power of making mental models visible. You stop guessing and you start learning. Here's another practice: visual management. Most Kanban boards track task status. Useful? Yeah. And what if they also tracked assumptions? One team I worked with it assumption cards to their board. Sticky notes that read, we believe users need this because, or we think the system can scale to handle. As the work progressed, they labeled each one. Validated, busted, still uncertain. Patterns emerged over time. Technical assumptions proved to be usually solid. Customer related ones, frequently wrong. That incident reshaped how they engaged and listened to their users, leading to wholesale changes in prioritization and even the work definition. Retrospectives, hypothesis, assumption tracking together, they create what you can think of as an assumption busting loop. You surface belief, you test them, you track what happens, rinse and repeat. Over time, this creates a culture where challenging assumptions isn't dangerous, it's expected. And none of this works without psychological safety. If people are afraid to be wrong, or worse, afraid to reveal what they believe, they stay quiet. They pretend to know and or agree, and the system never gets smarter. You stagnate. We have to celebrate the moment someone says, I assumed X and I was wrong. It's not failure. There, that's somebody who learned. Agile isn't about speed, it's about feedback. And feedback only works when we're open to being surprised. And here's one more tool you can try: assumption mapping. Before launching any major initiative, gather your team and ask, what are all the assumptions we're making about the users, the technology, the market? and ourselves. Then rank each one. How risky is it? How confident are we? High risk, low confidence assumptions go to the front of the line. Test those first because building on shaky belief is like laying your foundation on quicksand. Now, let's clear up a common misconception. Agile does not place waterfall. That framing misses the point entirely. This isn't about process, it's about mindset. Waterfall says, we already know, let's execute. And it comes up with a beautiful, perfect plan to do so. And oftentimes it works great. By contrast, Agile says, let's learn our way forward because the work that we're working with requires that learning. If you truly know what to do, great. Waterfall is faster and simpler. There's no need to overcomplicate it. And if there's any uncertainty, if there's anything you still need to learn, Agile gives you the mindset and practices to figure it out as you're going, as you're moving. You don't have to wait. And with AI, that uncertainty is perfect, of course. You're not just building for today, you're adapting to something that's evolving in real time as you build it. That's why these practices matter. They don't just help you ship work, they help you think better, humans and AI together. So ask yourself, what do we believe to be true right now? And what if we're wrong? Because in a world moving this fast, the most valuable skill isn't certainty, it's the ability to update. Are you ready to update? Do you see any belief roadblocks that could threaten your AI initiatives or your business? Let us know in the comments. And if you'd like to know more about creating psychologically safe cultures, click one of these. I'll be happy to tell you all about it.